Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. So this video is going to be for the puppy parents, and I wanted to share my top 5 tips for traveling and staying in a hotel with your puppy. We have done about 5 hotel stays now with Fino. He was on the bed. I don't know where he's gone. Oh, he's gone over to his bed by the fireplace, bless him. So yeah, we've done 5 hotel stays now, I think. Fino is now 11 months old. He's a red golden retriever. I'll show you him for those of you who don't know him. This is our boy Fino. Say hi, Fino. Hi, baby. Mwah. Good boy. You're such a good boy, aren't you? Yeah, you are. He's just gone from one bed to the other. We've done quite a few hotel stays with him now. The first hotel stay we did with him was when he was about 4.5 months old. He's now 11 months old, and so it's been quite good to like watch him change, watch him adapt, and kind of see what works and what doesn't work. So I thought I would share some of my tips. Hopefully you'll find this useful and it might help you if you're going to be doing a hotel stay with your puppy. Okay, so let's jump straight into the tips. I want to keep this video nice and short. So tip number 1 is to choose the right pet-friendly accommodation. Finding somewhere pet-friendly is really important, whether it's an Airbnb, whether it's a cabin, whether it's a hotel. On Airbnb there is like a pet-friendly filter, so you'll filter out pet-friendly places, and there is usually like a pet damage deposit and a cleaning fee, maybe an additional cleaning fee if you're taking your pet with you. With hotels there is usually a pet deposit as well. Often it's like a per nightly fee, but I think it is often capped, and it is just really important to find somewhere that is pet-friendly. Right now we are at the Fairmont Hotel Empress in Victoria, and they are very pet-friendly. The Fairmont hotels, they love dogs. We call them the Fairmont because they love dogs so much. They have like their own resident dogs, which is really cool. I think it just helps. It gives such peace of mind knowing that they are very accommodating to dogs. Obviously, you know, worst case if there's an accident or something like that, I feel like when they are as pet friendly as say the Fairmont are, they're just going to be way more accommodating and understanding. We did our first Fairmont stay with Fino back in June, so he was how old was he then, like 5.5 months, and he was really good. And the Fairmont will give like dog beds and dog bowls and treats, and they really just go out of their way to make dogs feel welcome, which is really nice. Tip number 2 is to make sure the accommodation that you're choosing is kind of suitable for your dog. So if you have a puppy and they're say under 6 months old, under 5 months old, I would suggest the first stay being somewhere like an Airbnb or like a house or a cabin, basically somewhere with immediate access to the outdoors. On our first day with Fino, when he was 4.5 months, we stayed in a beautiful house, and at that point he was potty trained, but he still needed to go to the toilet quite often. When he needed to go quite quickly, and we just wanted to avoid any accidents, and so it really helped having somewhere where we could just go straight outside, straight into the garden. And I would highly recommend that. The last thing you want is to be with like your, I don't know, 10-week-old puppy who is peeing everywhere anyway and can't hold his or her bladder, and having to like run through all the hallways if you're in a big hotel, and running outside, you're going to be up down. And while obviously, you know, it is doable, I feel like it's just way easier if you have somewhere where you can just go outside straight away. Obviously it's totally up to you. If you don't mind going up and down all the time, that's absolutely fine. But I know for me, I was a little bit anxious about staying in a hotel for the first day when he was quite young, because I was like, I just didn't want any accidents. You've had accidents in like shops before and he was really young, and so I just personally wanted to avoid that. Obviously now that Fino's older, it's absolutely fine staying in a big hotel. We know that he's not going to have any accidents indoors, so I think that is a really important thing to think about. Tip number 3 is to take your crate if you have been crate training. So we have brought Fino's crate with us. This is the one that he has at home. This one was just from a local pet shop. This is an extra large size, and it actually pops up and down quite easily. It is very big and it is heavy, but it basically just folds flat, so it fits in the car, and it's really useful bringing this. Actually, for the first time though, Fino has not used his crate while we've been on this trip. So every other trip that we've done, we brought the crate with us, and basically when we've gone out for breakfast or to the gym or whatever, we have put him in his crate. But this time we've actually let him roam around the room, and he's been really good. And you know, at home we're leaving him kind of not in his area, like roaming around the house more, and he's really good. And so when we went down for breakfast on the first day, we just thought we'll leave him in here, we'll see what he does. We set up the camera and recorded him, and I'll insert a little clip here of what he did. But he was so good, and he just kind of slept around the room. So maybe for our next trip we might not bring the crate, but I do like to take it just for peace of mind. On all previous trips that we've done, we have left him in the crate. just to make sure that like he doesn't hurt himself, he doesn't damage anything in the property. I personally have always liked having the crate just for peace of mind that he's going to be okay. One thing that is really useful, we find, is to cover the crate. So we'll just stick a towel over the top. The very first time that we stayed in a hotel with Fino, when we stayed at the Fairmont in Whistler, and we did take the crate and we didn't actually cover it at first, and Fino actually cried quite a bit, and he's not a crier whatsoever. So we came back in, covered it, made it nice and dark, and he was absolutely fine. At the end of the day, like, a lot of dogs really do enjoy their crate. Fino loves his crate, he goes in it, you know, a lot at home. But I think it's really good just to have that peace of mind, whether it's, you know, a travel crate, your crate from home, or whatever. I think it's good just to have a space that's theirs, because it can be kind of just a little bit intimidating, you know, being in a new place. And obviously if you're in a nice hotel, you don't want them to damage anything. And it is also a good idea to bring like a pet camera if you have one, if you are going to be leaving him in the room. Those pet cameras are really good, and I kind of wish that we'd brought ours just so that we could kind of keep an eye on him. But Fino's been great, and I've been really proud of him on this trip. Tip number 4 is to make sure you bring their comforts, bring their blankets, bring their toys, bring their treats, bring their food, bring all of the things that will just give them a little bit of comfort, that will calm them down, that will make them feel at home. Obviously it is quite scary, you know, coming to a new environment. I know with Fino, apart from this trip, on this trip he's been very chill. Like, I feel like he's really liked this room. He's just felt at home immediately. But with previous trips that we've done, you know, at the beginning he'll kind of just walk around aimlessly, like he'll have a sniff, and then he's kind of like, okay, what do I do, you know? On all of his trips he'll just grab his teddy and he'll just sit with his teddy, and that is his comfort. And so it is a really good idea to just bring, you know, all of their things. Obviously the first couple of trips you're probably going to overpack and bring more things than you need, but I think, you know, it's good just to get to know their style and what they like, you know, what they respond best to, and then they will kind of calm down as the trip goes on, hopefully. Anyway, another thing that we've noticed with Fino is that when we travel he kind of loses his appetite, and we don't know if that's just because other things are more exciting. Like, he just kind of goes off his food. When we're at home we feed him fresh raw food, but we also feed him like freeze-dried, like raw kibble, just so that when we travel, obviously it's a lot easier. He loves that at home. When we travel he kind of goes off it, I don't know why. So I will often just make some food beforehand, like make some cooked chicken, make some cooked mushroom, maybe a little bit of rice, some veg, and I'll just bring it and I'll put it in the hotel fridge, and then I can just add that to his food, and it makes it a little bit more interesting. And like, while we've been here we've just ordered him like just some extra eggs and whatnot, just to make sure that he's eating. Obviously we're doing way more, he's way more active, and we want to make sure that he's like got lots of energy and that he's eating his food properly. One thing as well that we found really helped, especially the first couple of times that we did a hotel stay and we left him, was that we would put Fino in his crate, we would leave the room, and we'd wait a few minutes, and then we would come back in just to kind of reassure him that we are coming back. The first couple of times when we left him he did like cry a little bit. As I mentioned, like, he's not a crier, so for him to cry is quite a big deal, but he did cry a little bit. But then after we left him the second time, when we went back out the room, he knew that we were going to come back, he had that peace of mind, and then he was absolutely fine. So little things like that, just to kind of just calm them down and let them know that you are coming back, because it's like a strange and scary environment. I think those things are really useful. Okay, so tip number 5 is just to kind of observe their behavior and make them feel comfortable. As I mentioned, like, Fino is often, he's just a little bit unsure when we get to new hotels. He doesn't really know like where's his place, he doesn't know where to sit. So what we'll do is we'll come in, we won't go for dinner, we won't go out straight away, we'll just spend a little bit of time in the hotel room, we'll just chill, we'll tell him, you know, this is your place, you can sit here. We'll kind of give him direction on where he can go and what he can do, and that way I find that he settles a lot more quickly. We'll also kind of have different spots for things, so like we have his food set up in the bathroom, so we've just got that set up down here on the floor. We put it on a little towel, also it's better than on the carpet of the nice hotel, because he is sometimes a bit of a messy eater, so we don't want to get food everywhere. We've got his doggy bed set up just by the fireplace. This was already set up, and if you watch my vlog from this trip, you'll see him, like, when we came into the room, he just went straight onto the bed and he just felt right at home, which was really nice. Other things that are useful to have are obviously lead, harnesses, etc. I would suggest bringing an extra lead when you travel and an extra collar, just in case it breaks, just in case you lose it. It's always good to have that. We'll also bring a towel just so that when we come back into the room, if it's like rainy or muddy outside, we can just wipe down his paws. You know, we don't want mucky paws on the floor or on the bed. So little things like that are quite important, and we want to make sure that we're being respectful when we stay in a hotel. It's honestly so much fun traveling with your pup. We enjoy it so much. It just makes the experience so much more fun, and we love showing him new things and we love teaching him new things, and I've been really proud of him on this trip because he has just felt totally at home. He's been so well behaved, he's loved all the attention, he's got so much attention from people, and obviously it's really good just to socialize them and kind of get them used to different environments like this. You making yourself comfy on the cloud, babes? We call Fairmont beds cloud beds because they are just like so cloudy and comfy and heavenly, and Fino loves it too. This is his little spot. Oh, Bubs, are you tired? It's been a tiring few days, isn't it? That is another thing to think about. So bonus tip number 6 is to incorporate some chill time. Obviously when they're younger, puppies need so much sleep. They'll sleep like 18 hours a day. It's crazy, and so you've got to incorporate that. You've got to kind of adjust your trip and your pace to your puppy. At the beginning, they're not going to be able to go for, you know, crazy long walks. They're not going to be able to do as many things, and you just have to slow down the pace a bit. That's definitely what we had to do at the beginning when we did our Whistler trip. It was totally different to any other trips that we've done because we're so used to being go 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 that we really had to slow things down, and we incorporated a lot of nap time for him. Even now, he's almost a year old, and this trip has completely knackered him out, and we haven't even done that many crazy things, but it's all the stimulation, all the smells, all the walking, everything like that. It does really tire them out, so that is just something else to consider. Anyway, I'm going to leave this video here. I really hope you found these tips useful, and if you're going to be doing a trip with your puppy, I hope it all goes well, and I hope that these tips have helped. Please hit the red subscribe button down below if you want to see more of my videos, and hopefully I'll see you in my next one. Thanks so much for watching. Bye. Bino says bye.